It's my shelter for the evening. It is a Bamforth Ridge shelter. This is the shelter that I was under the impression that they had a bear try to get in, but I'm a little confused because their shelter is totally open. So there was no barricade. I still think that's funny. There was no barricade for this one, but I do notice that this one has a designated cook area, bear box, and wash pit, which I did notice some of the other ones. Recently there are wash pits, but designated cook area, that's new. And having it posted in the shelter about the bear alert is also new. So anyways, I'm not planning on cooking in the shelter besides tea, and so I'm gonna have myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm here at the camp kind of early. It's 2:30. I don't have time to make it to the next shelter, so this is where I'm gonna be for the evening. And plus I slept horrible last night, so which is my own fault. So gonna take it easy. It was a rough hike up here. It was only 5 miles that I did today, but it was literally straight up. So I'm exhausted, and then tomorrow I can actually make it up Camel Hump, which is one of the highest peaks of this trip. So which I think is only 5.5 miles to the top of that one. So anyways, wish me luck because I'm in bear country. Anyways, oh my goodness. And then one more thing, water source literally was down that trail, which felt like all the way down, which felt like a mile, which was crazy, but that's okay. So kind of hoping that I'll have company tonight. Not that I'm lonely or anything, but probably be nice, a little bit of company. Anyways, that's my update. Toodles. Okay, so I lost my spoon. It's a horrible, horrible thing. I have gone through everything. When I resupplied yesterday at the hostel, I remember using my spoon in order to get the jelly out of the glass jar to put it in the plastic jar, and I could have sworn I put it back with my kitchen stuff, but it's not here, so obviously I left it at the hostel, which makes me very, very sad. So I decided to make a new spoon. Now I know this is so lame, but kind of need a spoon in order to eat like my rice dinners, to spread my peanut butter and jelly, all those things. So the best I can do with what I have is this is my new spoon. Yes, this is a steak that I would use for my tarp, and I used some duct tape. I know it looks horrible, but I really have no other choice. I won't be going into town for probably like 5 more days. So it was that, or I could have used my comb, which is still an option. So, as of right now, we're going to go with it. This is my spoon for the next 5 days. We'll see if it works. Toodles. I'm down at this little area that you're supposed to lock up your food in these bear boxes, and should be interesting. So I guess I just pick which one. Don't think it much matters. Kind of interesting. And then they have a picnic table down here. Pretty cool. And then they have the washing pit. That's where you're supposed to wash your dishes and things like that. So I've just made tea up there. I'm not cooking. I made a peanut butter jelly sandwich so there's no aromas. So I'm guessing I'll just pick this box. If I hear some rattling in the middle of the night, I don't know if somebody's trying to get my stuff. Day number 13. I am just leaving shelter about 8 o'clock, and I am hiking to Camel Hump today, which is one of the highest peaks, one of the 3 highest peaks. So today's going to be a doozy, but I only have 3.5 miles to get there, so that's kind of good because the shelter I stayed at, I hiked 5 miles to that one, so I was already halfway up the mountain. So I did not have to stay in my shelter alone last night. I ended up having 3 southbounders and 2 northbounders stay. So it was a full shelter last night, and everybody was drinking. So anyways, all is good. I know that happened. And I just crashed out because I stayed up until 2 o'clock the night before, and I was so exhausted. So, but everybody seems really nice. And the 3 guys that are going southbound, one's actually through hiking, and 2 of those guys are just out visiting their friend for the weekend. And they had for dinner, they made like a community dinner for the 3 of them, and they went to I don't know, they had this special pasta, and they brought a jar of pesto, and then there you go. It smelled amazing. I would definitely like to do something like that. Yeah, it smelled really, really good. So, anyways, yeah, that's pretty much my morning, and I'll update you when I get to Camel Hump. I'm still sleeping. I took my coffee to go. I felt like I was being so loud this morning trying to pack up my stuff. So, anyways, I'm still waking up. Day 13. So, the shelter I stayed at last night, I had quite a few hikers, 3 southbounders and 2 northbounders. They kind of wanted to party more last night. I was so tired, I actually just crashed out. But got a good start this morning, heading up to Camel Hump, which is a big day today. I'm already worn out. I just don't feel like I had enough coffee. The train's already really challenging. I probably have gone a quarter of a mile and I'm already taking a break. It started sprinkling on me, which is horrible because Camel Hump, you really don't want to go over that if it's raining. I know I'm going to have clouds, but rain would be a whole nother thing, which sucks. And I can't really take a 0 day today because then I would have to definitely take a 0 day tomorrow. Tomorrow is definitely going to rain, so wherever I get tonight, chances are I am taking a 0 day tomorrow, I think. And then I just felt another sprinkle, so hopefully it's just moisture in the air. Seems like once you get this high up in the clouds, it feels like it's raining, but it's really not. So, anyways, that's the game plan. I know the southbounders are going to definitely pass me today. I think they're pushing all the way to the road. They're making like crazy miles, like 18 miles a day. I just can't do that. But they're all also in their 20s, so anyways, so that's my update, and I'll update you again when I get to Camel Hump. Okay, I'm hiking up to Camel's Hump, or I've been hiking up to Camel's Hump. I'm actually getting a fantastic cardio. I don't know if it's a fantastic cardio, because it ain't fantastic about it. There's nothing fantastic about it. This is a doozy. It's like I gotta take 10 steps, and then I have to break, and then I take 10 more steps, and then break again. But the great news is once I get up to Camel's Hump, well, no, it's not exactly great news. You go straight back down, so that's going to be a doozy. But trail, once I get up to Camel's Hump, trail's going to get fairly easy for the next, like, 5 days. At least that's what I've been told. I don't know if it's true, because nobody seems to really know what they're talking about. But that's where I'm going right now. Straight up. And that's where I've been. Yeah. I'm exhausted. Yeah. I'll get there. I saw a sign back there that said it was like 0.7 miles to the top. So it shouldn't be that far. But at my speed, it probably will take me an hour. And you know, it didn't help that I resupplied 5 days of food for this section. But it'll be worth it. I think I might take a 0 day tomorrow. It's supposed to rain like crazy tomorrow, but I think I want to try to get to some bench shelter. I forgot what it was called. Something bench shelter. There's one before that. I ran into some ladies and they said it's not a great one. Since I'm going to take a 0 day, I think rather push myself an extra 3 miles today, get to the next shelter. But you know, weather's so iffy here. It's so funny. I run into people and they're like, "It's such a wonderful day," and I'm like, "Really?" It's flipping cold. Let me see what the temperature is. It was like 40 this morning. Oh, I'm sorry. It's warmed up to like 45 degrees. So, because I'm sweating and I'm hot from hiking, you have the sweat, and then because it's so cold, your sweat is now really, really chilly. So, it's like you're freezing, but you're sweating at the same time. It's kind of a bizarre feeling. Makes me nervous because I don't want to get sick. Anyways, I'll get there, and I'll be happy when I get to the top. This is just one of those struggles that will make me stronger. Toodles. I made it to the top of Camel Hump, and this is what it looks like. Super windy up here. I'm ready to get down off this mountain. It is so cold. I'm imagine it probably is 40 degrees up here. So anyways, I'm on camel hump. Today's day 14. Yeah, so 2 weeks on trail, which is pretty amazing. I spent the night at a shelter last night. What was fun about the shelter was that there was a father and son that was there, and there was also this other guy that was heading northbound. The father and son were just in for a weekend trip, but the guy that was heading northbound, he was a gear geek, which was awesome, because I got to talk gear for, I don't know, like 6 hours, which was a lot of fun. We were comparing gear, and it was, I just love that kind of stuff. So, and then the father and son, they're more weekend warriors, and, but, they were, of course, intrigued by our knowledge of gear. So it was really a lot of fun. And they gave me some of this risotto marsala. Anyways, it was horrible. But I ate it because I didn't want to, be rude. But it was disgusting. It was so spicy that I actually had to use one of my tortillas just to bring it down a notch. But anyways, last night was a good night. There was definitely a mice problem in that shelter. See if I can find out what shelter that was. So there's a mice problem in that shelter. The kid, he wasn't a kid, he was 24. I don't know, I think kids are 24 now. But the mouse got into his backpack and ate some of his papers. And then Montclair, GLEN Lodge is where I stayed. Anyways, and so then we all kind of went to bed about 9-ish, and I was sitting up reading until 10 like I typically do, and I heard some chomping over by the kid's sleeping bag, and so I shined my light over there, and I'm like, I don't hear anything. And then as soon as I stopped shining my light, once again I heard this chomping, and so I shined my light over there again, and then I'm thinking, well, maybe the kid's just rustling his foot around. Maybe that's all that's going on. So anyways, this morning when we woke up, the mouse got a hold of their toilet paper roll, and let's just say there's millions of pieces now. So I think the mouse was trying to make himself a little home or something. But these mouse were bold, man. They were coming out, and we were just sitting there in the middle of the day, and the mice were running around. I tried to do a GoPro of it, but it was at such a weird angle that I could not get where the mouse was coming in and out of this hole. But anyways, they were definitely there. Very, very bold mice. And I've still been using my peppermint cotton ball right next to my head. Still have not had any problems with mice, so, which is fantastic. I have another one that's coming at my next resupply, so I'll have 2, which I think I'll have put one at my feet and then one at my head, just to kind of double dip. But yeah. So anyways, shelter was a lot of fun last night, a lot of talking, and which is really fun. I know I called it short yesterday, but Camel's Hump really kicked my butt. It was like, first of all, I didn't think it was going to rain, but once I started getting all the way up to Camel's Hump, there was like this crazy moisture in the air, and everything was just spitting. And once I got to the top of Camel's Hump, it was cold, it was raining, and the rocks were extremely slippery. I slipped and fell, and I don't really see the mark now, but I really landed on my arm and on my tush, and it was on some jagged rocks, but it was uncomfortable, but I didn't die. I just took my time, and literally that was 5 hours, 5 hours took me 6 hours yesterday. So I was zapped. So once I got to that shelter, I had a choice to hike another 5 miles to a really crappy shelter or 8 miles to the next one. And I just felt like I didn't have the energy. My knees were already starting to buckle. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to actually chill it here. I'm not in a huge rush. I have a Nero day and a 0 day this week that I can kind of put in wherever I need to. So, which is great. So on days like yesterday, it's not a huge thing. It's not a huge deal that I actually don't make, 10 miles. Today I'm going to try to make either 8 to 12 miles today. There's a really nice shelter in 8. I think I mentioned that one. And then there's also a warming hut at 12, which would be kind of neat. Everybody's been talking about these warming huts, and I still haven't stayed in one of them. And basically the ski lodges have these huts that they leave unlocked for, emergencies, but some of them have sofas in there, is what I've been told. So I at least want to stay at one warming hut. If I can get my 12 miles in today, then I'll definitely stay there. If not, then it's not the end of the world. All is good. Still having fun. Trying to relax. Not trying to fixate on numbers. I know it sounds like I'm, but you still have to have kind of an agenda or you're never going to get there. But where I make it today, I just have to push myself just a little harder the next day. So all is good. Oh, and I met the caregiver at this last shelter. She was a really nice chick, and she's finishing up here as a caregiver. I guess in 2 more weeks they're closing up shop, getting ready for winter. So she's done with this job, and then she's heading out to Colorado to work at a ski lodge, which is pretty awesome. So she'll work out there, and when that's done for winter, then she goes and she's a camp counselor. So I just think that's so interesting and so fun. And she's 24 or 22 years old, something like that. So having a kind of a adventurous lifestyle when you're young, I just think is absolutely amazing. I think so many kids sit around and they are focused on what TV show's happening or what video game they're getting, and they're not out there living their life and getting all these new experiences. I mean, a new experience is not a new video game or how many Pokemons you catch in a certain day. That's not an experience. Moving from Vermont to Colorado, and I think her summer camp's up in Maine, that's absolutely amazing to me. And I wish that I did stuff like that when I was a kid. I guess I kind of did stuff. I mean, I jumped in my car when I was 22 and moved to Savannah, Georgia. But, yeah. So anyways, that's what's on my mind this morning. Day 14, still having fun. And I'm looking forward to, well, it's really foggy. It's supposed to rain at 11. Ugh, yuck. But Abraham and Ethan Allen are 2 mountains that I should be climbing today. And they're supposed to have really amazing views. I kind of have a feeling I'm not going to get any views. But, maybe on my next through hike of the LT, maybe I'll hit these mountains on better days. I mean, I did hit Mansfield on like the perfect day. So, I got one. But, anyways, we'll see. And I'll keep you updated. Doodles. Did 100 miles. Yay! Pretty excited. Still got 173 miles to go. But I did just hit my first 100. So, pretty excited about it. And, anyways, I'll keep trucking. Toodles. Okay. So, I just wanted to say what's on my mind right now. And I'm missing my hubby right now. It's been 2 weeks since I've seen my best friend. And, you know, it's amazing. It's like when I am having fun, that's when I'm missing him the most, if that makes any sense. Because it's like I want him to also experience and also be there having the fun with me. So it's like when I meet really fun people, it's like, you know, there's a piece missing. And yeah, it just makes me sad that I couldn't have this full experience with him. But I am super excited that he's getting on in Montgomery. I think it's Montgomery. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Montgomery. 70 miles from the end, so I'm really looking forward to that. But, you know, on days that are chilly and a little bit of, you know, wet, having somebody to complain about, are we there yet, or who put this mountain here, all our little inside jokes. I don't get to I don't get to, you know, say anything to anybody. So, I mean, I don't mind being alone, but I do miss my best friend. And that's what's on my mind today. just found this in the shelter. Somebody left it. Granola with milk and organic blueberries. Guess what I'm having for dinner tonight? Super excited. This is like better than Christmas. This is like the most coolest thing ever right now. I just can't believe this. Yay! Day 15. Yeah, still feeling really good. I stayed at a really awesome shelter by myself last night. GLEN Lodge, something like that. Anyways, I stayed there last night, and I started crunching the numbers. I still got 30 miles to go to into where I resupply. So I'm trying to figure out if I have enough food. I might need to go on a diet for the next few days, which isn't a problem, but it just might have to happen. Either I need to do 3 10-mile days or 2 15s, and I haven't done a 15-mile day yet on this trail. So we'll see what happens. Mark's sending me a new water filter. The one I have, the water that comes out of it is like a trickle, and it's just taking too long, and which is causing me not to drink water during the day. So what I wanted was the larger one. The flow rate is way better. So I'm going to send him back that one, and he's going to send me a spoon, and then he's going to send me a special little koozie that I make so I don't need to use so much fuel when I'm cooking my foods. So the package should be there on Thursday. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be there on Thursday or if I'm going to be there on Friday. It really all depends. And of course, the first thing I start with this morning is straight uphill. So yeah, that's what I started with this morning. So anyways, still feeling good, still no blisters. I was checking out my feet last night. My toes, my big toes, have these blood blisters. They're not the same thing as blisters. They're they kind of hurt, but they're not excruciating, and you can't pop them. But they are blood blisters on both of my toes. If I hit it right with my shoe, it does wake you up. It's pretty painful. So I'll just try not to do that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my life. Day 15, 18 to go, and then I will be finished with this trail. I think Mark's going to be joining me on, what is that? Today's 15th. I don't know. I think he's going to be joining me on day like 26. So I should probably see him in 11 days, which I'm pretty excited about. And I gotta forewarn him, it's gonna be cold out here. It has really been chilly. Now you can't tell because I'm in a tank top and my shorts right now, but the last couple days have been really chilly. I'm surprised it actually hasn't snowed. A lot of people actually have been telling me that I'm definitely gonna see snow on this trip, which I'm cool with. I have all the gear, but I know my baby cakes, he gets cold, so he's gonna have to bring some winter gear on this trip. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I didn't have really good service last night. I wasn't able to send out my pictures. I didn't have great service the night before. Wasn't able to send out my pictures then. So hopefully where I get today, hopefully I'll have better service, and then I'll be able to send out all my pictures. That's the game plan. Anyways, long update, but anyways, I'm still having fun, and I'm gonna tackle this hill, mountain, whatever it is. Found Trail Magic. Super excited. Look what I found. Da-na-na-na-na. It's a bunch of Trail Max, chocolate, M&Ms. I don't even like M&Ms, but I think I'm gonna like them today. Almonds and cashews. Pretty excited. There's 2 bags here. I'm going to take the larger of the 2, but I'm going to leave one. Got a toilet paper here, a lighter. That's pretty awesome. Toodles. I just stopped in at a shelter and there was a group of lady hikers, I guess about 17 of them, and one of them invited me to spend the night at her house for a shower, and they're having a dinner party, and you have to do a little bit of extra credit, but extra credit miles, but I think it will be totally fine. So strange how things happen. So anyways, I'm gonna get a shower tonight, a bed tonight, and hopefully a lot of food tonight. Anyways, looking forward to it, and it'll be a nice break. I just gotta get there. So it's 2.5 miles off the main trail on a separate trail, Jerusalem Trail, and then once I hit the road, I go a quarter of a mile, and the house number is 67, and the husband's name is Greg. Anyways, toodles. Okay, so I was thinking about how I was running out of food, and last night I showed up at the shelter and there was a backpacker meal at the shelter, and I was like, that's such a blessing that I was able to get this free meal. And then I got to the road today and somebody left Trail Magic, and then, you know, once again a blessing, because, you know, I'm running out of food. Not that I'm running out of food, I really feel like I probably can push it to my next resupply, but it's just going to be, my calories will probably be close to 700 calories a day, which is not great. And then I ran into a group of ladies, and they invited me to a dinner party tonight, and, you know, I just thought that was pretty amazing. Once again, you know, God's providing, making sure that I have enough food on this trip. He's with me the whole entire time. And then it dawned on me, the trail that I have to get off on the LT, the name of it is what I thought was kind of funny. The trail is called Jerusalem Trail, and I just thought that was pretty amazing. And anyways, I'm looking forward to the dinner party. I'm looking forward to eating a ton of food, and crossing my fingers that it's not pork, because I don't like to eat pork, but if it is pork, I will eat pork. That's how hungry I actually am right now, is I will eat pork, but I really hope it's not. Anyways, toodles. Morning 16. I spent the night off trail last night in a nice cozy bed. A gal named Nancy, ran into her on trail yesterday, and she invited me to her house, and had a dinner party last night. We did my laundry. I accidentally ate 4 waffles this morning for breakfast, and I'm not saying a little waffle. I ate a lot. Scrambled eggs, bacon, the whole 9 yards is what I had for breakfast. So, anyways, it was fantastic. We watched the weather last night, just trying to figure out where this Hurricane Matthew's going. And they gave me their phone number just in case I'm out on trail and the weather gets bad. They'd be more than happy to come and pick me up anywhere I go, or wherever I'm at, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, just fantastic couple. Actually, they make their own maple syrup here, and they gave me a ton of maple syrup to take along with me, which is pretty awesome. So I got big plans for the maple syrup, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. talking to them and, you know, getting to know them. And, yeah, it was an amazing night. Now I got 2.5 miles hike straight back uphill to get back to the trail. And that's what I'm doing right now. So the way that this is angled, I probably won't get back to the trailhead until probably 11:30 is what I'm game planning. It's funny, I smell like fabric softener right now. I'm gonna be smelling myself all day. Anyways, so get back up to the trailhead about 11:30, and then try to do a decent amount of miles today. Resupplying. I need to get to the next road hopefully by tomorrow evening, which means I need to do about 15 miles in the next 2 days each. So we'll cross my fingers that I can actually make it there in that time. If not, it's not the end of the world. Nancy and Greg hooked me up with like apples and cookies and baguettes and bagels. Like, I am definitely good for food for the next couple of days. I was kind of getting a little low, and I was thinking I was having to get on a diet, and so many things were provided that I definitely have. I don't have to go on a diet now until my next resupply. So, super excited about my next resupply. That's going to be in Hancock, Vermont, and that's going to be in Hancock, Vermont, and that's my middle resupply. So that means that's a halfway point for me on this trip. And you know, in that resupply, there's a few extra little things like new soles for my shoes. I don't know. There's just a lot of different extra things. I'm also going to be mailing back a few items that I just cannot use while I'm doing this through hike. One being my flip-flops. I already threw one pair of flip-flops away thinking it was really a flip-flops I was having a problem with. But what really is going on is that when you're walking around camp, you're walking on rocks and things like that, and these flip-flops be great if the ground was flat. It's just not. So flip-flops are going to go back to the house. I have a ground sheet that I put on the shelter's floors to... I'm sorry, I'm breathing so heavy, I'm going uphill. I put on the shelter's floor so that my mat doesn't get dirty. Truthfully, I just don't. I think it's kind of a waste. That's going to get sent back. My pack cover. My pack cover, I think, fits great if I'm packing summer stuff, but my pack's kind of just bulged out, and the pack cover is not fitting correctly, which is causing water to go down into the pack cover, and then it kind of creates like a cup, and then I'm carrying an extra cup of water. So that's not working out too well. What else? Dr. Bronze. I put in extra Dr. Bronze, you know, to wash my hair on trail. Dr. Bronze is not made to wash your hair. Just gonna say that right now. It's fine if you want to clean your pots and your pans with Dr. Bronze. It's okay if you're trying to just scrub your feet off, the gunk off your feet with it. But to actually use it as something to wash your hair with, no, it's a horrible idea. So, things like that, I need to go through my pack again, eliminate a few things. This will also lighten my pack, which is fantastic. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. So Hancock I'm pretty excited about. And that's the 50-mile mark. Roughly the 50-mile mark. So I'm getting there. It's just, you know, taking me a little bit longer. But also taking me a little longer because I'm not crunching numbers and I'm not stressing about that I need to do 20 plus miles a day. And I feel like a lot of people that are doing the trail, actually all the people that are doing this trail, I've only run into one guy, and he was northbound, who actually understood the meaning of not rushing. And he gave himself 35 days to do the trail. So we both had the same idea that we just wanted to relax. If you make 8 miles a day, that's okay. If you make 12 miles a day, that's okay. But there was no rush. Everybody else that I've run into on trail, the numbers are going crazy in their heads. Even though they claim, oh, you know, I'm not really crunching numbers, then why are you doing 18 miles a day? Why are you hiking until after dark? So why are you running down these rock trails, possibly gonna, you know, slip, bust your butt, and then ruin the chances of you finishing? You know, why are you waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning to start hiking? Like, I'm just really appreciating the fact that I actually get to slow down and enjoy this trail instead of feeling that I'm on some rat race. You know, in society, it's like, that is what our society's all about, is this rat race. You know, for me, I have clients, and, you know, it's like I gotta be at this, everybody's time is set, and it's like I gotta get this person done, this person done, this person done, and it's this constant rat race instead of just slowing down and breathing and trying to, you know, just enjoy the 1 minute that you're in right this second. Yeah. So, anyways, I find that I feel like I'm blessed. I really feel like I've learned a lot from this trail. I know I'm on day 15 right now, and I still have 18 days to go. But what I feel like I've already learned is slowing down and opening your eyes to what's going on around you instead of, you know, having these blinders on and you're just breezing through life. And a lot of opportunities opened up for me yesterday, and I would have just passed them by. I would have just passed them by. The night before last, got to the shelter, and I was filling out the log, and when I went to grab the book, you know, somebody left a backpacker's meal in there. Okay, that's awesome. So I got some granola and blueberries for dinner, which was awesome. Once again, when I got down to the road yesterday, I went to the log, and I went to sign in the log saying that, you know, where I was going. And when I opened that up, there was trail mix. Cool. And then when I got to the first shelter, I went to the log and I was going to fill it out, and that's where I met Nancy, who offered me to stay at her house. And most hikers, they're passing the logs, they're not taking the time to sit around and to talk to anybody, and instead they're just zooming through. And I feel like they're missing out on everything on this trail, because this trail is absolutely beautiful. This trail is absolutely challenging, and I feel like when you're zooming through, chances are you're gonna race past a bear, or you're gonna race past a moose or a porcupine, and you're not even going to really see anything. So, I mean, it's all about hiking your own hike, and I get that, but I feel like they're missing out on a lot of stuff, a lot of opportunities. They're just in the rat race. They're in a rat race, but they're in the rat race on trail. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. Anyways, I rambled a lot on this one. I'll chat with you later. The thing I was thinking about is when you run across a day hiker. I don't know what the deal is, but every time you run across a day hiker and you can smell fabric softener as soon as they pass. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be funny if we gave day hikers a different name besides calling them day hikers? Something like calling them fabric softeners, or maybe a different brand of a fabric softener. Anyways, it's just something I was thinking about, that it's, golly, I keep fogging up my glasses. Something I was just thinking about, it would be funny if they actually had, like, a nickname. But I still don't quite understand, like, how, when you're hiking, you basically don't smell anything. You just, everything's just neutral. Occasionally, when you get really high in the tree lines, you smell the pine. But when a day hiker passes you, they smell like fantastic fabric softener. And it's overwhelming. But anyways, I just got my laundry done, so all I smell is fabric softener. And so I guess today I'm considered a day hiker because I smell pretty fantastic. But at the end of the day, I probably won't smell so fantastic. But as of right now, I'm smelling pretty fantastic. But I am going to come up with a name. I'm trying to think of different names of fabric softener. There's like Down, Bounce. That's as much as I got so far. But anyways, I'll figure it out. Toodles.